Hi there, Ice and Eggs here, giving you a review of a new stool that I just purchased. I was playing a gig a couple weeks ago and wanted to take a stool with me just in case where I was playing didn't have any accommodations, or there's lots of seats that have arms that get in the way of guitar playing. And frankly, my stool that I currently have, made by another manufacturer, is very heavy, at least 20 pounds, and fairly difficult to set up. So I was trolling online for a better unit and found this unit made in Italy, available mostly throughout Europe, New Zealand, and Australia. There's only a few distributors here in the USA or in North America, but I did find one person who bought this, probably internationally, perhaps didn't like it, and was selling a single unit online. So I picked it up. It was in like new condition, and I just opened up the box, and I haven't pulled it out yet, but I do want to show you something that some of the user forums have picked up. It says a keyboard and drum stool, and clearly you can see that there's a footrest, which is typical of a guitar or somebody playing bass would use, or even another acoustic player like a fiddle player or mandolin player. It's from a group called Proel in Italy, and it's the KGST10. Let's take a look. I haven't worked with it just yet, but I did read the instructions. I don't know if it was the seller in eBay sending me the unit, but there is no packing material, no styrofoam in this unit, which I find extraordinary. Usually eBay people are pretty astute in terms of their liability, their shipping liability. But right now I can tell you it will meet my needs in terms of portability and lightness, because I read the specs. The specs are in metric, and I can't recall what the weight was, but I think it was in the 15 to 18 pound range. And the seat height, which was one of the attractive features of this unit, goes all the way up to 39 inches. So let's take it for a spin. And typical of these type of stools, you'll find a pull-out leg like that. It's fairly stiff right now, but you want a bit of stiffness. You'll see that the footrest goes up and down. Now, the unit that I have, my bigger unit, has grooves and a pin that's on the footrest itself, but Proel, if that's the way we pronounce it, has a friction unit, so it'll stay on anywhere on this bar here, and all you got to do is clamp it down, and it feels pretty sturdy. In fact, this steel is pretty much high quality steel. You'll see the welds are pretty good. So for $55 or $60 for this unit, already I like what I see. Now, one of the things that I typically do with one of these units, and you can see it here, are these rubber ends, these friction units kind of can come off. So I like to put like a silicone glue on that, or something to keep them still, because I do not want to lose one of these and then be cockeyed during a performance. It's a bummer. The way this unit is supposed to go up, according to the directions, is I'm supposed to release the friction screw or bolt here, and there's a pin. There's a spring activated pin there, and it allows you to take off the entire unit, or it has it has 3 holes for different heights. So I'm a taller person. I'm 6'2", and so I'll be probably interested in one of the taller ones. So I'll torque that down. This is an adjustable seat, and I don't know if you can see it from that direction, but let me show you what we got here. Oops. We've got a bolt with wing nuts on either side, and there's washers too. I'm not crazy about that type of setup, so I'll probably end up getting like a 1/2 inch stainless pin or some type of pin with 2 cotter pins on the end, or something to make that removal a little easier to do. You'll also notice there's 3 holes in here. Now, the interesting thing is, you put the bolt in it, and you do that for storage, and then there's this position here. Let's try it out. Who on God's green earth would want a position that is like 45 degrees? It sort of doesn't make sense. But the real position that I want to play with is perfectly perpendicular or parallel to the ground, I guess. So let's torque this down. Already I don't like this setup, but you know, it is what it is. I don't like this part, but you know, maybe I won't be adjusting this on the fly. Maybe I'll just leave it in my car set up. But this unit, I can tell you, is light enough. It's a lot lighter than some of the other units out there. I think the weight limit, if I recall the specs correctly, is 250 pounds. Now, this is interesting. I don't know if you can see this, but at this hole level, there's just a skosh of an angle, almost like a 5-degree angle. I'm wondering if they did that on purpose, because sometimes it is more comfortable to have a little bit of a lean. I don't know if that's on purpose. You'll notice that there's vinyl on the outside. There's a nylon, a black flat nylon, so you're not going to slip off of this very easily with nylon running pants, for example. It feels to be a quality seat. I would say there's about a 1/2 inch type of board on the very bottom. So without further wait, although before I get on it, the hole diameter is slightly larger than the bolt diameter, so I'm getting a little bit of this give here, probably about a 5-degree give. This is the lowest it would go, probably about a 5% decline, and actually this looks like it's still declined by about 1 or 2 degrees. I'll try to torque that down so it doesn't shift on me, and give it a whack. Okay. So the footrest works well. It's at a good height. Would I use this height for a gig? I think I would. I think this is probably the 39-inch height that I've heard about through their specs and through their website. This gives me a little leverage to work foot pedals if I'm using like a looper or a boost. I can feel the seat rock just a little, probably about, like I said, 5 degrees, but it's not too bad. And I like the rounded shape. One of the things that attracted me to this unit was the rounded shape of the chair. You don't want something that, I don't think, you don't want square. I think a rounded or a fitted like saddle. I've seen one high-end German company make the leather saddle that looks very comfortable to sit in. But this is nice. I like it. So if you have any questions about the Proel KGST10, let me know. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to put it down 1 notch and see if it's comfortable there. Again, I could see throwing this in the back of the car, pushing this down and hauling it away just like this. This is not a big deal. It's a lot lighter, a lot more maneuverable than some of the units out there currently. So could I use this unit even at the lower setting? I think I could. I don't have as much leverage on my pedals as I do up higher, but I'm going to have to experiment. So I'll probably post something in another 6 or 12 months after giving this unit a try. If you like my video, please like it towards the end. I can answer any questions that you have over the next several months. But all in all, I'm happy with this purchase. I like it. I could see it being very functional. And I appreciate you watching. Ice Schnegs out. Have a good one.